but I knew I knew I had to leave. I had an experience right before I started working, and and that is when I kind of decided that I was gonna sing and that I needed to get the bleep out of Saudi. Right before I started working, I wanted to go and visit my friends in Boston, just like one last hurrah before I started work. And it was like 3 a.m. and I heard this casting call for a talent agency on the radio, and I don't know what swayed me, and I was like, I'm gonna go to this tomorrow. I've never done any of that shit, or I had never even thought of being a singer. Okay. Because it wasn't honorable, it wasn't attainable, it wasn't lucrative. I was like,
Did you sing at home?
Yeah, I've always sung, but it was like always a hobby. There's no such thing as a Saudi woman being a singer. Yeah. So 3 a.m. I hear this call for a casting agency, and I don't know why I decided that I was gonna go. So I went the next morning. I went to FedEx and I printed out my Facebook picture and my school resume. And because I've never done this shit before. I've never auditioned for anything in my life. So I really don't know why I went there. So I go, and it's like 200 kids, and they're all there with their professional headshots, and the lady that owns the agency comes out, and she was a total bitch. She was really mean and just like awful. But anyways, I was gonna run away. I was like, whatever, you're here. I ended up reading some commercial for her and singing for her, and she ended up choosing me and this other guy out of the 200 people that were there. Whoa. So, and I spent a lot of time with her, and she kept asking me to sing for her, and I sang for her, and she started crying, and it was the strangest thing because it was the first time in my life I sang behind closed doors, and my friends would beg me to sing, and that was just about it. This is the first time in my life that a stranger that doesn't know me, I saw someone be so affected by my voice, and I was like, huh, she's crying because I sang. This is the most incredible feeling in the world. Yeah. So I went back home, and I was screwed because I had developed an itch, and it wouldn't go away for 1.5 years.
So, so then you went back to Saudi.
I went back to Saudi and started working at the oil company right after that. But in my head, I was like, holy shit, this is incredible. And I would say that from that moment on, literally people talk about, you know, like your inner voice and your gut. And I would listen to people that say shit like that, and I'd be like, oh, you guys are so silly. Like, there's no such thing as an inner voice. After that experience, something happened, and it was the first time in my life where I literally heard that voice. Oh, okay. And it was incredible because I made a commitment. You know, I told myself, I don't know what this is, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I feel like I should listen. Yeah. So I spent a lot of time alone that 1.5 years listening. I went to India for a couple of months just listening. Yeah. And I listened long enough, and the answer was, you need to get the fuck out of here and you have to try the music thing.
Does your family support you and what you're doing and everything?
Absolutely,
so you always have like that refuge with them?
Yeah, I mean my nuclear family, my mother, father, brother, and sister, they really do support me. My parents, needless to say, are scared shitless. Oh, I'm sure. Because, you know, their daughter has chosen to, in a lot of ways, just ostracize herself from society and just really stand out, and they don't like the hate that I get, and they don't know, to them, they've never seen risk pay off. Yeah. They don't understand. To them, they're just like, you need to make money, you have to make money, like you have a master's degree, you need to get a job. Yeah, yeah. They're scared. Yeah, but they love me and they want me to be happy, so they're the most supportive. Yeah. Yeah.
So going back home, do you feel like the odd man out now? Do you feel like the fish out of water?
Sure, in a lot of ways. Yeah. But I also feel a lot of love, and I have a lot of people that inspire me back home and that are inspired by me. So it's, you know, for all the hate that I get, and not all of it is hate, just all the negative stuff that I get 10 times the love. So I can't sit here and victimize myself because I feel extremely lucky. Have you heard of the movie Wajda? No?
Wajda?
Wajda. It's a very typical traditional Saudi name. Okay, yeah. It's a girl's name. And so Wajda is a film that came out, I want to say 1.5 years ago. Okay. It was the first film that was written and directed by a Saudi female. Oh. And it was the first film to be shot in Saudi Arabia. With with a feature film. Okay. And And so this movie is about a little girl named Wajda, and she is determined to buy a bike and ride it around Saudi Arabia. Women couldn't ride bikes like a couple of years ago. It's very funny. So this little girl is determined to buy a bike and ride it.
Yeah.
And it tells you the story of that, and it takes you through the cultural, you know, tapestries of Saudi Arabia. The headmistress in that film, I remember watching that film and being so enchanted with her and looking her up, and it turns out she was a writer and director in her own right, and she's an incredible actress. And I reached out to her because she's a strong Saudi female, and I really believe in building that network to support your craft. So I reached out to her, and I never heard back from her.
Yeah.
A year later, she posted one of my videos on her Facebook wall, and I was like, hey, I messaged you, that's me. So we ended up connecting, and it's so crazy that here we are today in 2015, and she approached me telling me, like, hey, I wrote the script, and it's a film that is called, it's an Arabic film, but it's going to be translated and entered into international festivals. But it's an Arabic film called Me and My Driver. Okay. That's a translation of it, and it's essentially about a little girl's relationship with her driver, and it's just so funny that and the girl sang. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, how did we were supposed to meet? Yeah. So like, she wants me to be the lead in that film. Oh my goodness. And nothing's set in stone yet, but we're talking. I mean, the script is written. She wants me to read for it, and so that would be amazing.
Is she based in Saudi or is she here in America?
She's based all over. She works primarily in London and in Saudi. Okay. And she's in New York a lot too. Okay. But the movie would be filmed in Saudi.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Wow. It's really cool. But this last king that we had, his name was Malik Abdullah in English. He's the best king that we've had for a very long time. That's good. Definitely the most liberal king we've had in a very long time.
Yeah, the push for women.
The push for women, you know, the push for education. He gave out, God, I don't even know how many scholarships. Just everyone that was studying abroad was on a scholarship from the government. Wow. Didn't matter what your GPA was. If you wanted to study abroad, you got a scholarship, and you get a monthly allowance.
Oh my goodness.
It was incredible. He was incredible. He did so much. It was within his reign that women joined the first body of, it was the first time that women had joined a body of government. Really? So he did a lot. He really, really did a lot, and he was great. So I hope that we can continue on with it's a slow pace, but it's moving nonetheless, you know? So no, you can't date in Saudi. Absolutely not.
Oh my goodness.
But, you know, your girl, she had a boyfriend anyways. Which everyone did. Like, it's only natural.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, we snuck around. That's what you did. My mom and dad are going to be so excited when they see this. But
I definitely don't have to put this on the video.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm, you know.
Yeah. You're an adult.
Yeah, I'm an adult. We'll laugh about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're absolutely not allowed to date. That's haram. Haram is the Arabic word for forbidden, like, in a very, like, strict way. Yeah, so seriously. Haram, no boys. I mean, if you're supposed to be covered in front of a guy, you definitely can't be touching a guy.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So, but yeah, I had a boyfriend, and I hid it from my parents, but I got caught, and it was just, you know, my brother was like trying to be all sad, and he was like, you break up with your boyfriend. I was like, okay, and then we got back together an hour later. I've come to a place, you know, where I'm able to get into rooms with people that are, you know, heavily connected and just really important in the industry. And for me, I guess the next step is I have all these songs, and the next step is formal representation, either a manager or an agent, and really just to produce these songs and put the music out. And so I'm speaking to a couple of managers right now, and just trying to settle on a deal. And
oh, no way.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
That's
awesome. I wish I could share who it is, but I can't yet. But it's really great, and hopefully if everything goes through, I mean, I'll be on a really intense road to just banging everything out, from social media to production to branding. Just, it's everything.
Yeah, doing everything all at once.
I'm excited.
That's so cool.
It is so cool. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. But I think performing is like, I made it a point not to produce any of my music because I was very aware that I didn't know what my sound was and that I needed to give it the time that it deserved. So I just wrote a shit ton of songs, and the songs that every 4 or 5 months I would look back and be like, okay, I just wrote 30 songs. Which of these? Let me pick 2 that are great, and I would demo them.
Okay.
So I've now ended up with, I would say, probably 15 songs that I would fight for.
Okay.
And you know, stand in front of any label and be like, no, this shit is great.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't want to produce anything unless I was able to say that.
Yeah.
And I finally am.
Good.
So what I did in the meantime is I performed a lot. I made a goal to perform, to do a show a month. Well, I would do 2 shows. I would do like 1 show at Republic of Pie, which is like a coffee shop. I would just do that as practice, and then I would do
like
an actual
a show.
Yeah. And I think that's made me grow tremendously as an artist.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I did in that gap. But now I think I'm ready to take it to the next level.
Hey guys, what's up? So busy today, so much to do. So that was Rotana. Oh my goodness, that was my cat. But yeah, Rotana, she has the most incredible voice. It is so pure and so I just can't even explain to you like how freaking insane her voice is. She is gonna definitely be the next big thing because I can't see why not. She's beautiful and talented and so smart and funny and sweet and caring and just everything positive you could ever think of in a person. She definitely is. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens for her in the next few months. We actually met in a really weird way. I was doing a documentary for another friend of mine that I met through Lyft because I'm a Lyft driver, and yeah, we just ended up becoming good friends, and yeah, it was really fun just hanging out with her and getting to know her better, and you know, seeing where she comes from and the background she had and how strong she is just as a woman. Oh my goodness, it's very empowering, and yeah, so I really had fun just hanging out with her. Let's see what's coming up. I have a couple of documentaries kind of on the books, one that's filmed and recorded already, and 2 that are in the process of being filmed and recorded. I'm going to be putting a Craigslist ad out just because I need more people coming in to do these. And then yeah, we'll start hopefully becoming more consistent. It's been kind of a struggle. Things are just busy but not, and that's frustrating as an aspiring YouTuber for something like that. So yeah, I'm out. Hopefully in the next couple weeks I'm going to introduce a new series on this channel. I am calling it Coffee Connections, and I'm going to be going to random coffee shops and striking up conversations with people and getting to know them a little bit. It's 3 questions, super easy. It's how are you? What brings you to LA? And what are your dreams and goals here? Yeah, so hopefully I'll sit and get to meet people of Los Angeles and bring some cool, you know, content to you guys and just enjoy being alive. That's really my goal. And yeah, so I have another documentary coming up, and that's awesome. Yeah, please subscribe, like, share, do all that fun stuff. You already know what to do. I'll be posting on my Twitter and my Royal Legacy Productions Twitter and Facebook and all that fun stuff. So you know what to do. Thanks so much, guys. I love you. You're the best. Thanks for supporting me. It's scary. It's a scary process, but I'm really excited about it. And it's hard to be excited continuously about something. So thank you. And I hope this continues to move in a forward positive direction. Okay, bye!